See you turn into Pootie Tang.
Hurry up, man. It doesn't take this long, man. Hurry up.
Oh, boy.
So we starting now, yeah?
Yeah, I was hoping to catch something there, man.
Guys, it's on Sly.
Hey, listen, Tripper gave me that idea, man. He's the king of that, isn't it? Going live when you don't expect it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Slip him.
Had to do it, man. Had to do it. Yeah, man. What you lot saying anyways, man?
All good,
man.
mate. All good.
Nice. We're about to upset some people today. About to upset some people today, because I know there's gonna be some upset people out there, man, when they watch this one. But you know, the truth hurts sometimes, man. And you know, we're here to tell the truth. You get me? Yeah, man. Kevin Samuels Appreciation Day, man. What date is it today? 11th for the 12th, man. We should mark that in our calendar. Do an annual one. Kevin Samuels Appreciation Day, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Man. Part 1, man, because like there's so much to say about him. I think, you know, we're not going to cover it in one show, man. Definitely not.
Nah, definitely not, man. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, share, support our thing, man. We're trying to do something here. Do the easy thing, the free thing, and hit subscribe for us. Support what we're doing, man. We'll be back after these messages. Yeah, man. So, yeah, as I said, man, gonna be some people that are upset by some of the things we talk about today. So there's no better place to start than the beginning, man. Because you know, a lot of women tend to hate on Kevin Samuels, but actually, it's not where it started, is it, life, man? It started somewhere else, man.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Kevin Samuels, like his original videos was targeted to men, how to basically better their lives, and you know, what I mean, move, you know, find their purpose and stuff like that. And then he was even speak to them about obviously like manhood and you know being a man and stuff. And then afterwards, he moved his content over to the women. So originally, the women, they were happy with him, obviously talking about the men and obviously targeting men in a sense. But then the minute he switched his content to speaking to women, that's when the backlash. He started to get a lot of backlash. But yeah, basically, yeah, the videos, the original ones I've seen was him talking about not just he used to talk about fashion and stuff like that because he does fashion. He's like he's in the fashion industry, so he used to talk to men about fashion and just basically general tips on relationships and stuff like that. But then then the other videos after that, he started targeting the women and speaking to the women.
Let me expand on that a little bit, man, because I mean, Kevin Samuels, like, he actually inspired me to better myself in a way. Obviously, like, he inspired me to, you know, to drop some of the weight, man, you know, to get it off, get back in the gym, you know, and you know, try and get healthy, man, to do better on that front. But and again, it was he made me realize a few things about the black male image, you know. The black men that we tend to always be portrayed as thugs and gangsters and people who are violent. And one of the biggest stereotypes against black men is that we're men who make these children and tend to run away. But the majority of, you know, well, actually, a lot of his content made me realize that black men tend to be the best and most involved fathers, you know. And I mean, that was quite surprising to me because, you know, this stereotype, I mean, it's very prevalent, but it's not only that. I mean, we can all look into our lives and look at the men, you know, black men especially, who are not in, you know, maybe not in the home and not in their kids' lives, and more often than not, it's not out of choice. These men are often removed from their house, and a lot of times, the women tend to be using these kids as like weapons or as pawns and keeping the dad away from the kids. I don't know many, I mean, there are a couple of guys who are jokers and waste men, but these tend to be the road guys, the guys who think they're thugs and gangsters. And if a woman's picking this kind of man, how can you expect that man to be responsible and, you know, to look after kids or to be the head of a household. You know, the man can barely look after himself. So
yeah,
it's a couple of the things that Kevin Samuels helped me to realize anyway.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think he was just a guy that kind of told a lot of home truths, innit? Like what you see, what a lot of people get with like friends, family, people around them is like they'll just allow you to mess up and agree with a lot of the stuff that you're doing that's wrong, all of that stuff, innit? And he was just kind of made people see the accountability side of like actions that we're taking within our own lives, innit? From what I kind of gathered from this.
Yeah, man. Facts.
And
And
you know what?
who else is out there really uplifting the black community in that kind of way? There's not many people that are out there doing that. Yeah, you've got like black celebrities in the music industry, in the movie industry, but how many of them are out there trying to uplift the community? Like, there's not many.
Farrakhan does. I'll give him that.
You got him.
You got a few others. What's his name? What's that other guy's name? The one that meant to build the school, but in the school didn't
has he built that school? That's the question.
That's still waiting. I think apparently for the school, but yeah, even Kevin Samuels he needs to go at Umar as well. He's having back and forth, innit? Him and Umar.
Yeah.
He said the women used to say to him, "Oh, be like Dr. Umar, be like him." And like, Dr. Umar,
funny thing is though, actually, again, but Kevin Samuels didn't really have no beef with Dr. Omar though. Kevin Samuels was like he was just like
his impression was funny though.
Yeah, I think he just got a little bit annoyed at women, especially telling him to speak to them like Dr. Omar, and he's like, Dr. Omar, what, the guy who calls you like, Queen's mother goddess and all this kind of stuff, but he ain't getting no results. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's taking your money, not building no school, but everybody loves the man. So I'm saying, as long as you pander to people and tell them what they want to hear, you could do all sorts of madness and foolishness, and no one ain't going to say nothing. But
like Steve Harvey as well, isn't it?
Once you start holding people accountable and like driving home some home truths, they ain't gonna like that. They ain't gonna like that.
Yeah, it's true. Steve Harvey's the same, innit?
Dropping dimes on you.
Definitely, man. So what do you say to people that say that this guy he's too harsh and he's he's just insulting people? What do you say to them people?
I would say, first of all, I say these people haven't watched his content in long form, because if you watch one of his whole lives, you would see that he never cussed anybody for no reason, and he would only match energy. Like because most of the women would go in there and be respectful, but once he start disrespecting or they saying stuff or just start start lying or talking about black men in a negative way, then he would push back. But nobody went on there and got cussed for no reason or that didn't deserve it.
So he's got that famous line, "We don't play that shit." When you hear that line, you're getting disconnected.
He wouldn't even disconnect people. Like, he would cuss them and they'd end up running. They would hang up. He didn't really have to diss. No, he would disconnect them sometimes.
Yeah, he has done it.
He has done it.
It gives them a chance. But it gives them chances first. Like, he'll put them on mute and he'll say, like, if you carry on, and he's gonna bid you a good night. That's what he says normally. And he'd say stuff like, "Don't French toast that," and all that kind of stuff. But no, I think with him, he says what a lot of men are scared to say, especially in this time and era. It's like a lot of men now scared to be men, innit? So they don't want to say stuff that's going to offend women. But a lot of the women, they respect him because he's been upfront, and they even said that to him, like, "Oh, you've just been straight." That's how they want to hear it. So
and not only that, like people don't talk about the results he was getting. For the women who were taking on his content and taking on board what he was saying, he was saying that he was getting a lot of messages about how he was saving marriages and how he's helping women to actually get married, helping women to realize that the men in their lives have some value and to correct their behavior, because a lot of women don't know how to act around men. You know what I'm saying? Like, they think everything's equal, and they'll be verbally abusive to a man, like maybe run up their mouth or whatever, and then when it goes left, they want to cry foul and say this man's this and that. But and I'm not advocating putting your hands on any women or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is, like at the same time, a man's stronger than you physically, so regulate your tone and don't disrespect that man. You know what I'm saying?
What you're saying is that there's women out there that want a man to be a man, but then they want to be the man, and that's basically what it is. You know what I mean? And that doesn't work. You can't mix that. Like it's not going to run, and it's not going to run with any man that is a real man. And unfortunately, we're living in a time now where there's a deep emasculation of men, particularly black men. You only got to look at movies, and you got to look at the hip hop industry, for example, and look at the fashion and all this stuff here. And there's like an agenda, in my opinion, to emasculate men, and in particular black men. So, and when someone like Kevin Samuels was needed, man.
When they try and push a certain narrative as well, he'll come with stats, and that's where he always destroys the arguments. He just brings facts, like stats of they try to say certain things, you know, about certain men are like this, certain black men are like that. And they just said statistics, and from however far back, he's very knowledgeable when it comes to that type of stuff, like his history. And
What would you say is the biggest misconception about him?
That he hated black women, who was tearing black women down, when in reality he was actually helping to uplift them. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Teach them to take accountability. That's what he's teaching them, to take accountability.
Yeah, because
one of the things that keeps sorry, go on.
Sorry, I was gonna say, as adults, like men and women, like, because I don't want us to seem like it's some hating women show. Like, men and women, we need to take accountability, because a lot of men are not taking accountability anyway. So you know, but again, it's just that, you know, if we're talking about relationships, like, just men are physically stronger. So again, women just need to know how to be women around men and not push buttons or not just go too far, you know. And a lot of times, like, they just tend to not know their place, you know, for lack of a better term.
But I found the thing is that how he articulates himself and spoke to these people, they didn't like to hear it in that way, if you get what I mean. Like, they would prefer it to be like in a nicer tone, or you get me? And where he just bluntly says what it is, I think that's where a lot of people disliked his approach to the conversations that
hang on, let me just ask you something off the back of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, there's, in terms of what he's doing, he's teaching people, okay? And no matter how you look at it, that's what he's doing. He's teaching people. Now, there are actual learning types. Not everybody learns the same way. Not everybody is going to be receptive to that kind of delivery. Now, I'm somebody, as much as I agree a lot with what Kevin Samuels says, in fact, probably more often than not, I can't ever agree with everyone about everything all the time. I just can't.
100%. You know, he got something.
So for me, what I'm saying is that approach and that delivery, if he would have maybe adjusted a little bit to different people, because you can get a feel for what people are like when you speak to them and what they're going to be receptive to. Do you not think he would have got even more results had he kind of maybe had a bit of a broader approach?
No, I don't. And again, like I said before, generally he was very pleasant to people. Like, you see a lot of conversations where it was fine, because a lot of the women did come on and they were feminine and, you know, they were respectful. They weren't like, you know, trying to, you know, say put down black men, because that's a lot of the time he would be standing up for black men. And, you know, if women are coming on there saying this and that and generalizing, saying that, you know, that men are in prison or gay or down low, and like, he used to push back in it. So I don't really think it was his tone. Again, it was what was being said that people just didn't like. People didn't like being held accountable. But I don't think his tone was a problem in any way. And because you got to look at,
I don't mean it like he was aggressive. I mean, like, in how straightforward he is. He's like straight to the point. You get me?
Exactly that. But say you go to the doctor and there's something serious wrong with you. You want the doctor to tell you straightforward exactly what it is and what's wrong and what's needed, or do you want them to mollycoddle you and, you know, make you feel good? Like, no, you want to know what's wrong.
I'd say it depends on the person. It depends on the person.
Hang
on. Let me. You asked the question. Let me just ask you.
Metric. Listen, in every metric, black people are at the bottom. Like, you know, young black men are not doing well in school. You know, like, you know, he used to say a lot of the boys are reading that, was it a 4th or 5th grade level? like, you know, so to be treating people with these kid gloves, like, no, it's
no, but that's your view and your opinion. That doesn't mean that's everyone else's. What I'm trying to say is, particularly, you gave the example of doctors. What's something that's always associated with doctors? Bedside manner. It's a big thing as a doctor.
Nurses,
you
mate,
can't.
Nurses.
You can't.
It's nurses with the bedside manner. It's not doctors.
No, it's both. It's nurses and doctors, man. You can't have that approach with everybody. You can end up breaking somebody mentally. Hang on. Let me just finish.
The doctor.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
The doctor's not at your bedside tucking you in. That's the nurse, man. The doctor's here to give you the medicine.
Okay. This is semantics now.
And give you the diagnosis.
This is semantics now. The big news is coming from the doctor, not the nurse. Yeah. So you have a manner when you do it. Stop trying to wriggle out of this one. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you can mentally break someone by being too direct. You can't treat everybody the same because everybody is not the same. I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, whatever. Not everybody is the same. And that's all I'm saying. Sometimes you have to be a bit more flexible in your approach.
You're only going to mentally break someone that's already mentally weak. So
exactly. So what do you want to do? You want to help repair them, or you want to break them down even more?
Like if they're mentally weak, like a lot of times there ain't no help in it. Like leave them be.
Leaving people behind on the battlefield. This is your mentality, yeah.
But you know where you get a lot of the backlash.
Listen, if they're strong, they survive. Some people have to be cannon fodder.
Oh, do you remember that video that he had called "Average at Best"? That's his most popular video.
Yeah,
that's the one where he got a lot of backlash from, because the woman, he was just telling her basically that she's average looking. That's what he said, and that's where a lot of backlash.
There's nothing wrong with being average, though. There's
no. Wait. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying the video.
I know you're not saying that, but I'm saying
I know, but my point, what I'm trying to make is that basically that video is the one that got him a lot of backlash, because he's just basically being harsh and just direct. But then women, obviously, they feel that way about it. Like, you know, some women will lie, like they think like they've got a friend that's unattractive. They'll tell them that they're attractive when they know that's how women stick together. So that's a lot of the times. I mean, he basically broke that whole thing where he just telling them straight, you know, you're average, and you do the rating system. You know, like you say, you can't use 7. You know, what do you rate yourself from a 1 to 10?
I've got no issue with that. The what he's saying, okay.
Yeah.
But if you look at what makes a good leader. Okay, because that's what he basically is. I'm not saying he asked to be a leader, but the real leaders never ask to be a leader. They just lead. But a real leader knows when a harsh word's needed. A real leader knows when a softer approach is needed. A real leader knows what people need at that particular time. And having a blanket approach, you miss people. That's all I'm saying. Because I've got no issue with what he's saying.
Okay.
I've never had an issue with what he's saying.
He wasn't,
and in fact, hang on. Let me land.
Image consultant.
Let me land, bro. Let me land. This is not the JD show. It's the Don't Gas podcast, bro.
Whatever,
so what I'm saying is, I've got no issue with what he's saying. I've got no issue in it being harsh and delivering it directly with certain people. But it's not an approach you can have for everyone. I think you're going to be succcesucable. Okay. You're going to miss people. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but what I'm saying.
He's sorry, bro. I was just going to say one thing. What the reason why he had that approach, because he was kind of like, it's only meant for the people that's meant to hear it. So whoever doesn't fit, if the shoe fits, wear it, kind of thing. That's his approach. Like, he didn't really care if people thought that his tone was too harsh or whatever. It's for the people that really need it. Because a lot of the women will come on there, they're married. He's targeting the women that are not married. So they'd say, well, what are you even doing on the show? You're married, you're in a happy relationship. Why are you on here? They just go on there basically to challenge him on his views, not really to get help. So he'd say, well, it's not even, the message is not even meant for you. It's meant for different types of, people who need the message. So they might need to hear it in a harsh way, because, like Jawad said, sometimes in a soft way is not going to penetrate people. Like, it's not.
I agree. Some people do need it in a harsh way, but not everybody. And I'll never agree that everybody always needs it.
It's not for them people. Then it's not for them.
Yeah, that's it. He built his thing on that approach, innit? So if these people are actually going to him, they should know how he approaches these situations, innit? It's not that he's going and looking for them and saying, "Oh yeah, I want you to come on." You get me? They're the ones that's coming onto his platform. You get me? So they know what they're going.
That's fair. I'd say that's fair.
Yeah, they know what to expect. That's such a good point, because they're the ones coming to him. So they must watch his shows. They know what he's like, and they're still going on there. They know what they're going to face and how he moves, isn't it? They know.
Just a quick comment from Bizzle there, who's meant to be on the pod tonight. Bizzle, where happened? You get lost on your way back from Turkey? Sorry, but if you were on pod, you'd be able to reply to that. The delivery was more about views, I'd say, than it wasn't always that. He wasn't always that blunt, is what he's saying. So
no, he wasn't.
Getting his corners touched up.
Yeah. But it's entertainment, isn't it? Like at some point, you've got
I said getting his corners.
Listen, bro. Not everything's a pause, man. Not everything's a pause, but I'm talking about the corner.
That's a pause,
bro. Airline, man. What, getting your corners?
Yeah, that was a pause, bro.
Go listen to that Ghostface skit, man.
Yeah, I heard about it.
If you were on Cam and Mace right now, they'd be pausing you. Yeah, man. So, I think there is a lot of misconceptions about Kevin Samuels, though. Definitely, I think he always had the right motive. Always had the right motive, in my opinion. Definitely. Now, this is what I was going to ask: was he successful or not overall? What would you say?
I'd say he was getting there. I mean, he like I said, like. He had a lot of obviously he had a lot of support, but a lot of support from prominent black celebrities as well, who couldn't come out and say they were supporting him. But when you hear how people are talking about him after he passed, like was that guy who's having the thing with 50 at the moment? Is it Marlon Wayans?
Yeah,
big supporter. T.I., big supporter. Future, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people.
Nicki.
Nicki Minaj. Imagine that, Nicki Minaj. You know.
She was at that actual show,
like I said, but and a lot of people had these misconceptions. But when they started to speak to him and watch his content in long form, like those misconceptions got dispelled real quick, and he was just getting more and more support, man. And I've said this before. I think his death was highly suspicious. Like it's just
100%.
Highly
took him out, man.
Why'd you say that? First of all, Bizzle's replied to you there, JD. Said at least he's got a hairline.
Yeah.
Anyway,
manufactured hairline. Okay, keep bragging on that. I can get one of those too. I'm saying, man.
Well, anyway, back to what you said. Why do you think it was suspicious, man? What makes you say that?
Because you know there was like there were certain things that he would say, and I would think, you know what, you need to kind of tone these things down, like, because you see within the media and that, like, with black men looking bad or looking a certain way, it's good for it's good for a lot of people. And if black men actually got things together and started to improve the black community, and the black family got back to where it needed to be. Like that's not good for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people make money from especially black women, being single and having this mindset of being strong, independent, and not needing a man. Whereas the reality is we need each other, men and women. So yeah, I think he was dispelling a lot of myths and narratives, and yeah, man, I believe that it wasn't good for a lot of people's bottom line.
It was very sudden, wasn't it? It was just like out of nowhere, man. Like it's not like we heard about him having poor health and this, that, and that. It's just like boom.
Well, he was a cancer survivor, innit? And a lot of people were saying, because on his show he used to drink Red Bull a lot, and they were saying stuff it's because of all the Red Bull that he was drinking and all that. But he had heart problems. But no, I think it was sudden, and also it's like he was probably becoming popular, innit? And I think he's going to be one of the next kind of like black leaders. And I think they could see that a lot of the times they do that, they just shut him down and just assassinate him.
Yeah.
And see the potential, and I think he had potential to do that because he's getting through to a lot of people, and he was getting a lot of backing from celebrities as well. So
and you see that through history. Any prominent black leader, more often than not, they're assassinated. Like, let's just say
100%. And he was one. And plus, he used to give like Steve Harvey backlash. He's one of the ones who, Steve Harvey, what his show was like, it's like he saw us talk about him, and just other people who saw as weak, other black celebrities that he saw as weak. But some of them celebrities, they pander to the industry. So I think they could have had something to do, not directly with his murder, but influence. You know what I mean? Where a lot of them men wanted probably his position. He just went left. He took the opposite stance on things.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
what they don't
yeah.
like that. I think. Yeah.
Okay. So would you say? I know I kind of touched on what I thought earlier. Pause. But did he get anything wrong? Where I was saying I don't agree with everything that anybody says. Tiny, you know that. You know what I
Don't
mean?
agree with nothing at
You
all.
know that.
We all know that.
But in your opinion, is there anything that you thought he got wrong, or that he should have maybe adjusted in terms of what his message was? Or do you think he's more or less spot on? I don't know. I don't know what your opinion is.
I think kind of like you were saying, innit? Some people can't grasp that kind of delivery in it. So sometimes maybe be a bit more flexible to help people understand the message that he's trying to put across. But I think in terms of the message that he was putting out there, he was spot on with what he was talking about. He had facts and all of that stuff to back anything that he was actually saying. And
Mm.
yeah, I personally don't see anything wrong with how he even delivered the things that he was saying in it. And like we know, people are always going to have disagreements back and forth, not agree. So you can't please everyone, Diddy. You get
You
me?
can't, you can't, you can't. I've got to press on certain things because I know there's going to be people watching saying, yeah, but what if this? Yeah, but what if that? So I'm trying to make sure we answer these questions in this pod. You know what I mean? If we don't, we'd like you said, JD, we'd do another one, man. But what about you? Are you quite happy with everything he was doing? Would you say that he got anything wrong?
I mean, again, like nobody's perfect, in it, and yeah, there are one or two things that I can't really agree with him on. Like it's just, I mean, for verbatim, I can't remember like word for word, but I think he said like, that if you're not making a certain amount of money or whatever, like, that you shouldn't like think about or consider getting married and that. Whereas I don't think that's the case. I mean, like if you're not making a certain amount of money, or you are, or you are like looking to get married, you can still do so. But it's just that you and the woman are both going to have to work, and just know that it's, it is going to be more of a 50-50 thing. Obviously, not everybody can have a stay-at-home wife, but so I
Yeah,
mean,
because I don't agree with that either. You're basically telling every janitor, every cleaner, like you shouldn't get married, and it's like, come on, man, like you can't be saying that, man. So I probably agree with you there. What about you, Life, man? Do you agree? Is there anything you didn't agree with?
Yeah, there's some things like he'd say like high value men should exercise the option, meaning basically they can just go and cheat.
No, it didn't say they
should. Bro, let me finish. Yeah, just let you speak, man. Jump in. Let me just finish.
I'm saying that. No. I hear you saying.
No. Let me just finish what I'm saying, innit? Because I let everyone speak their point, innit? All I'm trying to say is that he did say that high value men should be able to exercise their options because they've got wealth and they can basically go and obviously explore other women even if they're married. He did say that. But then also on the other hand, he kind of promotes himself being like, he says he's a Christian and stuff like that, and knows the Bible back to front. And then he would say stuff like that, and I'm thinking, well, that's obviously breaking your vows in a sense, isn't it? Unless you're not following certain faiths like our faith, where you can have more than one wife in that sense. But he would go and say to like other like Christian women that no, a man should be able to, if you want a high value man, then you should expect what comes with it. Basically saying they are going to obviously have other women and stuff like that. That kind of talk I don't really agree with as much. But that's the only thing I'll say. And probably just I don't know. That's just that really. It's just something he contradicts himself sometimes with that, because then he talks about being Christian, but then he's saying basically you should go and you're saying if you're married, like married men, if they're high value men and they're married, they should be able to go and have side pieces and that. He's promoting that. He's pushing that. That's why a lot of women didn't really like, I think. But that's the only thing I'll say, isn't it?
Okay. JD, man, you look like you were itching to say something.
No, because again, like because obviously he's talking about the high value man thing, innit? And part of being a high value man was that discipline, innit? Having the D discipline. So that was one of the components. So you're saying like high value man don't cheat, but they do exercise options. And if you do get over high value man, then you might then you'd have to expect that, because these men have worked hard to get to where they're at, and a lot of them were eating crow throughout, when they were coming up in it, and not getting all the things and all that. So you're saying that if he did, then you might have to accept it in it. But yeah, that's the only thing.
Okay. What I've done, I picked out some just to lighten the mood a little bit. Well, for us, it will lighten the mood. I don't know if everyone watching it will lighten the mood, but we're just gonna move on to quote unquote, because I got some funny quotes from Kevin Samuels, man. Like, the one thing I'd say, he cracks me up. Kevin Samuels is funny. So I got a couple here I'm just gonna throw up. So the first one there, you want a man making 6 figures, but you don't even make 5. If you were a car, you'd be a Honda Civic with 200,000 miles, reliable, but not luxury. Mad. You're asking for a man who doesn't exist, and if he did, he wouldn't pick you. I know whoever you said that to definitely came on there with disrespect. You want outcomes you haven't earned. I've heard him say that so many times.
Yeah.
Your price is high, but the product isn't premium. That was funny. Being average isn't an insult; it's a category. That's kind of what you said earlier, JD. You can't handle the truth, but you ask for it. Again, that's something I heard him say plenty of times on his shows, man. Ma'am, lower your expectations. Nope, lower. Keep going.
Keep going, that is
shit. That was funny. That is funny. What you want doesn't mean you qualify for. And you're built like a running back. Why do you want a quarterback? No,
hit that line.
It's too funny. But you're right though. Like, a lot of the time, you'll find when he's saying these things, these are women that come on there with attitudes. I've heard it so many times. They come on there with the wrong energy.
And you know what, as well, you know what's something that no one's really mentioned. There's a lot of these women will go on there, just saying that that the average man ain't good enough. They say like a man who's obviously they're in America, but a man earning what they say less than like $70,000, like I'm not settling for that. Like, but you earn 20 or 30, so why not get with a man who's earning 20 or 30 and you just live? But nah, I'm not gonna settle. So,
but on top of that, let me add to that, because it's not only that. They'll come out with something like that and still say, but I'm wearing the trousers. I ain't got to listen to what he got to say. He's got, and this is the kind of energy, and he's telling them that these women, they don't want a boss. They want a woman. They want a wife. They don't want a boss. And if they've been working all day and getting a load of shit at work, they don't want to have to come home and get more shit there as well. It's mad.
Okay, look at it like this, because again, because we're talking about American. Say you got a man in the UK, okay? He's worked hard and he's got what's a good wage here? Say the man's earning, I don't know, 80K a year here. That's a very high wage, right? Now, that man wants something from a woman, and he wants peace when he goes home. He don't want a woman that's going to be arguing with him, tell him do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wants to come home and relax, have some peace. So if he's got if he's outside working all day, he's gonna come back and battle you like that. That ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it ain't gonna work. No, I agree with that.
He's worked hard to put himself in that position. And it's not only this, like a lot of women would want that man and give him the respect. So why is he gonna choose you?
The problem is a lot of women want a very successful man that's built himself up, goes to the gym, does all of this the amazing stuff to build himself to be that guy, and then they just want to be whoever they are and just jump on board. You know?
And they want him to be a
and the thing you have to remember,
what do you say? He say they want 2 bucks in a suit.
What you got to remember as well is that men and women, they peak at different times, isn't it? So a woman will peak in her 20s, mid-20s, and their peak. And I don't know if you remember back in the day, how many of them women who was our age weren't giving us the time of day?
Bro, at school,
they were
bro.
looking at guys older.
Bro, not in your 20s, bro, at school. Because in my 20s, I ain't gonna lie, man, I was slaying. But I'm saying,
no, you're not listening to what I'm saying, bro.
No, I'm talking about at school, bro. At school,
listen, forget school, man. That's when we're young. I'm talking about,
bro. Like when you're at school, man, like guys are
kids.
coming up and picking up girls in cars and that. What you talking about, man? You're looking, thinking, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, anyway, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about if you take the average 25-year-old women, they ain't looking at 25-year-old men. They're just not. They're looking at men who are a bit older, who are a bit more secure in their work. And that leaves the other 25-year-old men are starving because they ain't checking for them. Do you get me?
But that's just girls in general.
I'm saying,
they're looking for guys that are older.
Let me land. So basically, all these men are starving, ain't giving them the time of day. Now, when they get older now, 30s, 40s, and these men that were starving are now successful, these women now want to try and give them the time of day. And it's like, hold on a minute, you done run through like all these man, you got four kids by 4 different baby fathers, and you want me now to check for you? Nah. They ain't interested in that kind of woman now. So I'm like, the struggle, the struggle is real, man. Like that does happen so often. And that guy that was a good guy back in the day that you didn't want to check for because you wanted to check for this road, man, because he had a bit of money. You know what I mean? And he ain't with you no more, but he's left you with all the kids and that. Like, why has this guy got to then pick up the baggage? Like, it's mad.
Yeah. 100% actually, and it's another thing as well. Like, for instance, like there'll be a lot of guys, like a good guy, he might be working in Sainsbury's, but you know, but like you said, like the roadman who's got the Mercedes or the Bimmer parked outside he's getting everything. The man who's in Sainsbury's, maybe he's going uni as well, but he's doing everything right. He'll be boring, he'll be lame, he'll be what they say, sneaky. You know what I'm saying? Like women ain't gonna be checking for that guy until 10 years down the line where he's got his stuff together, and like you said, they've got a couple of kids by a couple man.
And the shelf life's running out. The shelf life is running out because the shelf life of a man and woman is different. It's not the same. And that's not to be harsh. It's just biologically, it's different. Do you get me? So yeah, man.
Yeah, so that man when he's 35, 40 and he's dating like 25, 28-year-olds, they're gonna say that guy's weird or like, why you want someone so young? Like, what are you talking about? We're used with older man when you were using your prime.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I think we definitely got room to do another Kevin Samuel show, man. We'll maybe make it a little bit different. Maybe hopefully we can get some footage that we're allowed to play, and then we can discuss in it. That might be an idea. But
no, man, actually, like you reminded me of something, man. Like there was one place where we both worked, actually, and there was one girl, man. I remember, man, and I was trying, and like she was cool and everything. Don't get me wrong, but brother, man, like I remember I must have been 24, 25, trying, bro. She's the same age as me. Like, I wasn't really getting nowhere. Like, we went out a couple of times or whatever, but bro, her man was like 38. You know what I'm saying?
Somewhere where me and you both worked.
Yeah.
The life work there as well.
Huh? Yeah.
Life work there as well. Yeah. Okay. I'm just checking. I just want to make sure that we're talking about the same place.
But when we went to work somewhere else, she came as well.
Oh. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Went out a couple of times in that, man, but I didn't get nowhere, man. But yeah, man. But...
that was a sly one. I actually never knew that back then either, right? You might have kept that close to your chest, didn't it?
Sometimes you got to. Shit.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I remember her name now as well. That name just come back to me.
Like I said, bro, we was in our mid-20s, but that man was 38. I'm thinking like, why you got a 38-year-old man? She's like, yeah, bro, like he's got his own house, he's a this, he's that. And I was like, all right. I'm saying, man. So...
yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. It happens. There's a real life example, man. It happens, man. Like there are guys out there, good guys as well, that's out there starving. Out there starving, man. Get me?
Yeah. There's a lot of guys that just don't have no game either. They just don't know how to talk to girls.
Yeah, that's true as well.
but you know what though, like I said, but them times obviously I have my own place, but like I want to set up like my man, like eat like, but yeah, bro. like I wasn't starving though, so let's just get that right. But
you
I
sure
didn't
that,
get that one though, man. And that's one that I wanted, but yeah, I didn't get it, man. So this is what it is, man.
Yeah, I bet you did. I bet you did.
Yeah, just finding outside.
Visual on the comments again. That's because they were looking for the finished article. No interest in a fixer-upper.
100%, man. 100%.
Fixer-upper, you know. Anyway, listen, man. It's been a good pod. I think we got way more to talk about, so we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna run it back definitely. We'll let you know when. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, share. As I said earlier, man, support what we're doing here. Help us to grow this channel, man.
Boy,
but yeah,
I was gonna say, man, like I don't really feel like we gave him enough props today, but we're gonna lose some subscribers for bigging up Kevin Samuels, man. So expect those numbers to drop.
Yeah, hit the subscribe, man. But now next Tuesday we got Don't Gas the Badge with me and JD, and we may have a couple of guests on as well. And next Thursday we'll be talking about 50 and Diddy, man. Like we have to talk about that. We have to talk about that. That documentary was crazy. So that's gonna be next Thursday. So that'll be interesting. That'll be a good good pod for sure. You might see these man on again as well. Yeah, man. So safe to Tiny, to Life, safe JD, and we'll see you again next week, man. Peace. Have a good weekend.